Feel the feelings and do it anyway. Feel the rage and somehow do it anyway, right? Feel the disappointment, feel whatever it is. And then put one foot in front of the other anyway. Because really, if we're going to be here, we might as well, right? And I guess that's the theme for today. If you're back, welcome back to the Presence Project. Things are a little spicy today because it's just like you can have some really great experiences throughout your day, and then just like something triggers the hell out of you to the point where, you feel like thrown out of balance, like you can't even function, So, but it's still, the message is still the same, right? Like really at a core level, if you really look, you're like, oh, nothing has changed. I'm still me. I'm still grinding. I'm still doing. And that's probably the problem, right? Because once again, we are called back to just being who we are, present, and no matter what, like that constant part of you remains, right? That's your stable, steady love, so like everything that you are looking for in life, really, you already have it. Like, okay, yes, and it's true, but it's just the day to day, I think, is designed to test that bond, to test how close to your higher self, to your, anything, whatever you believe, right? How close are y'all? Like, and I know we're very close. And I hear some messages just like throughout the day. Like, I don't know if you guys like synchronicities and things like that. You're just like, oh, you clocked that. You clocked that I clocked. So like we're not alone in any given moment whatsoever. And source are like what we're made of, right? It literally is so invested in our lives and in our, like, we think we're alone so much, but like evidence, like if you just point your focus to literally what source is showing you daily, like I'm here. Isn't that funny? Haha. Cute, like wink wink. I get the wink winks all day long. Do you get the wink winks? I know that I've been different stages in my life where like I don't hear anything, I don't see anything. There was a time where I didn't even know, right? But now that you know, you can't unknow. You know. And you've seen the miracles and you've seen things work out in ways that you're like, oh, somebody's for me. Whatever. Whether it's like something that you wanted to happen didn't happen. And then you're like, oh man, thank God that didn't happen, because then I couldn't blah, blah, blah. So many examples. And then straight up examples of it being like what I thought was impossible. And that I didn't know how I was going to figure out. My brain that loves to ruminate, it loves to tell you how, like, what a piece of shit you are. You know, you didn't do this. You should have done that. Like, none of that is helpful, right? But all the brain is trying to do is figure out a way out of whatever situation you're in. And it's really addictive. Solving problems. Like, if any of you are stuck in like a, okay, I gotta figure this out loop. It's a loop. It's a loop. And I've been literally working on that myself. It's like, what if I'm a step off the loop, right? I don't know what to do. It's not my problem, right? It's my problem, but like, I have no solution. There is no solution to a higher problem that was presented to me. My God, I'm the first, like, willing. You give me a sign, you give me some action to take, I will take it. There is no laziness going on here. But you know those situations where you're just like, oh, there's nothing I can do. There's literally nothing I can do. And in your brain will go insane trying to figure out what to do because there's nothing for you to do, right? And it's so much wasted energy. And that's the sad part, right? That's the problem that we face, is having to literally go in and think that we can solve everything when certain things are just not within our control, and for a reason. So I invite you with me in this moment in time. I know the energy in this world is literally calling for this. So I call upon you because we're connecting here. And just to say, hey, it's out of your hands. It's out of your hands. So what else? What else can you put your focus on? What else can you think about? What else can work out for you? Because that thing that you've, overthought half to death, it's literally designed that way. Like, don't think about me anymore, because you can't. And the minute you're truly able to just like, oh, I'm gonna let that be, it magically resolves. And then it was like it never happened. Like the magic of the hours you spent with such anxiety and self-blame and guilt and worry, then it's like, oh, well, that, I guess that doesn't matter anymore. But it's taxing, and those hours could have been well spent on things that light you on fire in the best of ways. And if you don't know what that is, like, I think it's more exciting to figure out, like, hey, what do I like? What do I want? What makes me, excited in the moment? Whatever it is, like, it's worth it. It's worthy of you to spend your time on that. And that's what I like, just a hard lesson to learn, but I'm sinking into it now. It's just, you have to do what you're called to do when there's nothing else that you can do. You must do what you are called to do, what you want, what makes you tick in moments of such extreme restraint, and you literally can't do anything. And I think those situations are like divinely designed to make to expand your capacity, I think, of like, if you could just understand that like you cannot move, but what can you do? And we just, a lot of the time, we just succumb to the grief, to the anxiety, to the battering of ourselves. And guess what? What I've discovered is that that cycle keeps repeating. It keeps coming back around like, oh, okay, so you couldn't figure out how to solve this problem and you crumbled and you hated yourself and you're just like, it's over. And even that little bit of release of like, I'm such a piece of shit that it doesn't matter, that opened up the floodgates of, oh, this new opportunity came up that solved the whole problem. Okay. But meanwhile, you still battered yourself into fucking nothing, into a piece of crap, right? And guess what? Then you're like, okay, it's solved. On to the next problem. And the cycle begins. So what if in the middle of your biggest worry, your biggest problem, your biggest, I can't figure this out to save my life, you just save yourself so much trouble and strife and pain and say, I give up. I'm at the bottom, so hey, what inspires me? What makes me feel good? I'm going to do that for the moment. You know? Whatever that is. And I mean that. You know? It's literally about your self acceptance and knowing that as long as you're like, it's okay, because I know that if there was something I could do, I would do it. Oh, I would do it. But there isn't. So let me just do something that makes me happy. Even like, I think if it's conscious, right? It's not about escape. It's not about numbing. It's about like, I'm choosing to do something good for myself that makes me feel good, because I deserve to feel good. If this, whatever it is not going to work in any way that I can make up in my brain, that's not, and that's also not the way to find the solution, right? You know that whole like, the problem, working on the problem isn't going to get you to the solution, right? So the solution to whatever it is that you feel is undoable, right, is in giving yourself the grace to just be like, that's that. And right now, this makes me breathe a sigh of relief. This makes me, smile. Oh, this makes me laugh, or this makes me whatever it is. And trust me that in that, well, at least I have this. Everything comes. But I'm tired. I'm legit tired of giving my power to, if it's a situation that I know I would do anything to solve, I would do anything to make it work, then I'm here. I'm present. I'm giving everything. and there is nothing for me to do, my brain can't figure it out, I have to release it. I have to let the divine handle it in the way that it'll give me whatever guidance that I need. But we got to stop thinking we're alone. Thank you for working this out with me and taking the time, it's things that we think about, but they drive us crazy. And at the end of the day, it's just that's going to work itself out because it always does. It just sounds so trivial, but it's not. So with that, much love to you, and you have got this. Okay?